Welcome to the Fantasy Goons podcast, part of the Pucks Out family. It's time to skip the book and find out the info you need to win your league with Bobby, Davey, and Brandon.
Welcome into the Fantasy Goons. I'm Bobby. Davey's not here, and he's Brandon.
Hey-o.
You can find us on social media at The Fantasy Goons, and you can find the main show on the three majors of social media at Pucks Out Pod. Now let's get you the info you need to be a champ. How are you, bud? I know we just got done recording our main show, so not much has changed.
I'm still doing good. It's good to be back from last week. I mean, we recorded regular show, but we're not here with the Fantasy Goon fans. So I'm happy to be here with
Happy to be back. Davey is picking up some family from the airport tonight, so he wasn't able to make it. But we've got some news before we jump in. Nikita Kucherov is on long-term IR, which I'm sure any owners already know by now. So that's about it. There isn't much fantasy news that's relevant.
Still kind of getting in the swing of things.
Yeah.
You know.
So we're going to jump straight into weekly impressions, and we're on the same one this week.
Living
in Bizarro world.
Living in a bizarro world, like we're in an episode of Seinfeld right here, man. I mean, teams that were supposed to be bad.
What do you mean Buffalo's good?
Exactly. Yeah, Buffalo's good. San Jose winning record. I mean, you know, it's just like it's a crazy world we live in. There's a few teams that are good that we expected to be good. There's a few teams that we expect to be good that are bad. There's some teams that we expect to be bad that are good. It's amazing. It's crazy.
So you're telling me it's a team about nothing. Nothing at all.
Yes. Yeah, that's, I mean, 100%. Well, I mean, something. It's about something.
But it's about nothing.
But no. It's about nothing.
I was actually watching that show on Netflix the other day. It's so
love
weird because it
Seinfeld.
doesn't feel like it's that long ago, but then you're like, oh, but they're smoking in this restaurant.
Yeah. I mean, it's like 30 plus years ago. Like, you're like, wow, I'm old. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna jump straight into the pickups. I do have Davies, but I've got Lucas Raymond, rookie left wing from Detroit. Scored 4 points, 3 goals, 1 assist in a win against the Blackhawks. First teenager to get a hat trick in a long time. Troy's looking good, and I think they're gonna have to ride these young guys. Bad phrasing with the investigation from Chicago.
Yeah.
But
let's not go with that.
But yeah, they're going to can't say they're going to grind out these young guys. They're going to need these young guys to show up and perform. And I think that they will, at least for a little bit, you know, and I think that if you pick up Lucas Raymond now, I don't know what his availability is, but you can get a good bit of points from him. Who do you have? He is 36% rostered.
Yeah, 36% rostered.
Up 26% in the last week.
Are you talking about your guy?
Lucas Raymond, yeah.
Oh, yeah, my guy, 37% rostered. And I'm trying to say, I want to say this name correctly. Andrew
Mangiapane.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you're putting like
you can't say it without an Italian accent. Mangiapane.
Yeah, I mean, yes. If we're
Andreas or Andrusia.
if I was Tony Satchery, that's how I would say that. If I was a soprano or Chef Boyardee or something, that's how I'd say it. I was thinking more like Mangiapane. 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 Look, I'm just here for wins. You know, that's all I'm here for. But he is having a really good season for the Flames, who are looking pretty good. Left wing, right wing capability, 5 goals, 2 power play points, 16 shots on goal, 4 hits, 4 blocks a piece. I mean, that's some good exposure. He's getting 12 to 15 minutes a game, 37% owned. That's somewhere I'm looking. You're always looking like early on to find that guy that may be able to carry through the season.
Yeah.
This could be it with the way he's playing right now. If not, no worries. A great option to stream in and get somebody else next time.
So Davey's got 2, both from the Jets. He's got Andrew Kopp, left wing, right wing eligibility.
Like that.
3 goals, 2 assists. He's been centering the second line with Ehlers and Stastny. Might just get a center eligibility as well. Paul Stastny, center left wing with 2 goals, 3 assists with 2 power play points, typically solid in the faceoff categories as well. Statsny is 13% owned, and Cop is 33% owned. But we're going to move on to our stream of the week. This is going to be a short episode. Keep it nice and sweet. So you guys get this info on your way to work and get those lineups set for next week. I've got Detroit. Didn't think I'd be saying them already. I thought it would be another season or two. They got 4 games this week. The Habs, Boston, Buffalo, Vegas. And I don't think they win all those games, but they're going to be competitive. They've shown they can be competitive this season. And so they're going to be putting up a lot of points. Buffalo's putting up some goals. Boston's putting up some goals. Vegas might get back into the swing of things. Vegas is taking it to Colorado right now. So I think within the next couple weeks, things will start evening out a little bit. The people who we thought would be bad would start, they'll come down a little bit. Teams like Vegas and Colorado will kind of start coming up a little bit. But who knows? We could be stupid and that could all just be wrong. But
ultimately, we're not talking about being good or bad here. And we're talking about fantasy. Yeah. And so getting those opportunities to be good is really what we're
right now. If you can get a guy who's playing on a line with
especially in a
Bertuzzi,
stream, yeah.
That's what you like to see. And Davey doesn't, his streams were the Jets guys. So I'm sure you can pick up some other Jets. You could probably,
3 games. The Jets have 3 games this week: a Tuesday, Thursday, or Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday game against Dallas, Chicago, and the Islanders. So that's who his 2 streaming guys would play. You'd have to imagine that with 2 of those guys as stream options, he would be pro streaming the Jets. Yeah. Mine, Oilers. Obviously, looking good. Getting anybody that may potentially have Draisaitl or McDavid exposure.
Think McDavid might be available in some leagues?
He might be. He might be available. If he is, first of all, quit that league. Get out now.
It's a defensive. It's a hits league that it's minus points if you score.
It's yes. It's a bizarro world, if you will. It is the NHL of leagues right now. But 3 games. There's definitely going to be probably not the best of options, but definitely going to be some options out there that you can just throw at a dartboard and may potentially be able to grab some of those guys. A Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday game. Kraken, Preds, and the Rangers. Rangers are the only team with the winning record in that group from next week. That may obviously change based on when we're recording it, but right now, again, it could be one of those good opportunities to get some exposure to a team that's looking really good with players that are looking really good.
All right, let's go into our winners and losers, tailing and fading. I'm tailing Tampa players right now. Listen, Tampa is still Tampa. They're struggling, but get out there, make some trades. You could probably make some trades and buy low on some of these Tampa players. And guess what? We're playing the odds here. The Tampa players Tampa's not going to be looking this bad for a long time. So if you can get Stamkos at your point right now for chump change, because of how they're playing, because what's going to happen is there might be a guy in your league who has them and they're just going to look at their fantasy total so far and they might say, all right, I'll trade for this guy, but they're going to turn it on. They will. What do you have for who are you tailing?
Yeah, I'm tailing the Wild right now. Honestly, they've got a couple of. I'm tailing the Wild right now. Honestly, they're looking good as a team overall. 3 games this week, 1 against the Senators, 1 against the Penguins, and then 1 against the Islanders. But you got a couple of guys out there that you can grab. Matt Zuccarello is 38% owned. Marcus Foligno, he's playing pretty well, and is obviously widely available as well at 27%. This is a team that is good right now. They're 4-1, a good team to tail. A good team to get some good points, and you would have to imagine playing against the Penguins and the Islanders that there is some availability and some points to be had there.
Yeah. Take us right into who you're fading this week.
Fading a team that I was actually higher on. I think we all were. We've had many discussions on this particular team. Now that doesn't mean that their players that are on this team,
and this is also week
available.
to week.
Yeah, this is going to be a week to week. I'm fading the Kings right this week. They have 2 games, 1 against the Blues, 1 against the Devils. They are off nights, which is always helpful. But again, 2 games is a tough sell. So keep your King stars, but I'd probably not. I'm not looking to necessarily stream them. You may be able to find 1 or 2 guys if you have an extra pickup on that Friday. But the Blues are looking really good. I'm probably not going to get a double out of that if I can help it. So I'm gonna fade the Kings this week.
I'm fading the Blackhawks. They're looking bad. They're not scoring. I was thinking the other day, that they won't need to worry about being so low in their goals expected if they don't get any goals. Fair. They're looking bad. And with the news that came out, you got to expect, it's going to be bad. And there was that video, like they took a timeout, and usually the coach brings up the board, the little dry erase board. He just said, screw it, gave it to the players and let them draw up their own play. The wheels are falling off on that organization and on that team. I want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I think that it could go one of 2 ways. The one reason I don't like that call is they do have 4 games this upcoming week, and absolutely what you're saying could be correct. Everything could fall apart, and it could be the worst 4 games ever, or they could turn it on.
But there is a good chance, because the NHL said that they will be looking into punishments for the players involved.
They've said that about a lot of things.
I think this is a different situation, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I wouldn't be surprised if some of these guys who were there in 2000 for the Stanley Cup run, because first off, Kane and Taze, I believe, on IR, so they're not playing this week. Right. I would not want to trust them.
Hey.
If you've got some of those guys, like, I'm just not picking them up this week.
Yeah, no, and I'm not saying that it's a bad fade. I'm just saying we're here to give the best fantasy advice possible. That could be, in my opinion, potentially bad advice. Hey, look, and NHL does something good. Yeah, good. That is what should happen. But until the NHL proves that they are willing to do something about the systemic problems that they have. This isn't the first crazy news we've heard out of the NHL this season.
Yeah.
We're talking about
it's just the worst.
Coaches. Yeah, it's absolutely the worst. But we're also talking about coaches essentially making drug addicts of people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This is not crazy news. And until they do something about it, I'm not gonna fault a lot of other players on this Blackhawks team that maybe weren't a part of this and are just trying to now go and win cups themselves.
Yeah. And on that positive note, guys, we will call it a day. Good luck, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
This has been the Fantasy Goons podcast, brought to you by Standing Stone Farms. Listen to the boys every week and join in on the conversation on the 3 majors of social media.